3 of the Standard this morning. Bereaved family says 70,000 not enough for burial of its 7 kin. And this, of course, is a follow-up to the tragedy, the Huruma tragedy. And we have one family that actually lost 7 people in one within that building. And of course, given the amount of money that they're being given, they're coming out to say that through their spokesman, Mr. John Awiti, that money is not enough because, well, ceremonically, or whatever that word is, ceremoniously, their burial is different. The children, or rather parents, cannot be buried before children, so there's a process. The 7 may not be buried in one area, so he's saying that the government needs to step in and assist.
You know, some of us from the western part of Kenya, we place a huge premium on funerals, unlike central Kenya, that when somebody dies, they're given a very dignified send-off. And you know, these bodies have to lie in state for a night. People have to be transported from Nairobi maybe to Kisumu or Siaya. They have to be accommodated. People have to slaughter bulls and a lot of stuff, which actually cost a lot of money. And probably it's a good time to ask ourselves, since we have facilities in Nairobi, you have a cemetery in Nairobi, why should we undergo all the pain, torture of having to transport a body all the way from Nairobi to Kisii, to Kakamega, Kisumu, at a huge cost, instead of just going to Langata Cemetery and, you know, we perform our rites and we celebrate a new beginning. Yeah, but tradition is very strong, and like you mentioned, there are some who would not have it that way. The bodies have to be transported to the western part of Kenya and, of course, go through the rituals of burial. But, you know, now these traditions are becoming very expensive, because instead of folks using this kind of resources for economic opportunities, you have to donate. And if you do not participate in this kind of Arambe, if somebody has died from your village and you fail to attend a Arambe meeting, then you lose your insurance policy, you're ostracized. Next time you lose a next of kin, you'll find yourself alone. So people do not go to the funerals or fundraisers on their own motion. Is the fear that if I don't participate, what happens if I lose my next of kin? I'll be walking alone. So this is very expensive for society, and I think these are some of the cultural practices that we need to abandon.
Absolutely.